Hello, friends. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coley with Fables and Legends, and happy Valentine's Day. Today we're going to be finishing the quest to complete our Heart's Day feast. And what we're doing is a blend of a couple things from the Elder Scrolls game. So we're doing a blend of celebrating Heart's Day, which happens on the 16th of Sun's Dawn, so that's technically 2 days from now. And that is like where lovers get to celebrate the day. It's like a commemoration of the lovers Polydor and Eloisia. And basically the inns open up and celebrate with feasts and stuff like that for these lovers who are not given the same kindness. It's also with celebrations of Dibella, where flowers that are associated with the divine Dibella are given out, and she is the goddess of beauty and love and arts. It's also the summoning day for the Daedric Prince, Sanguine. I always want to say Sheogorath, and it's like wrong one. And he is the Lord of Revelry, the Daedra of debauchery and passionate and excessive indulgences. Of lust and gluttony, and in the Oblivion game guide, he's also known as the Lord of Hard Party. His realm of Oblivion is made up of a 100,000 little pocket or sub-realms of Oblivion called the Myriad Realms of Revelry. And you even get to go into one during a quest in the Elder Scrolls V, A Night to Remember, and where there's a bunch of wine and tankards and barrels of alcohol, and there's a table full of cheeses and breads and meats and desserts. So we're going to do a combination of today, while we're finishing up these meals of cooking, of foods that celebrate Dibella, where they're more of an aphrodisiac blend of food, all the way down to with Sanguine, where they're going to be gluttonous and indulgent. So we decided to do like a 9-course meal, where we're going to break that down, and then I'm just going to tell you what the menu is, and then we're going to start either finishing them off or creating them from scratch, and then we're going to plate all the ingredients that we made yesterday and today. So it's going to be a 9-course meal. So the first meal is, the first dish is your hors d'oeuvre. So our hors d'oeuvre is going to be a phyllo cup with some caprese salad in it. And an hors d'oeuvre is always like little finger foods served at cocktail hour. Then our next dish is a soup, so you always want to have a soup that's not heavy on your stomach and very filling. So we went with an artichoke soup. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Then the next is the appetizer or the entree, and that is we're going to do a delicious fruit salad with that. Then our next dish is a salad, and it's going to be a goat cheese fritter salad. So just something very simple. We're going to do a little bit of fried food there to make it very indulgent and sinful in nature. Then our next dishes are main. Actually, normally after the salad, you would have a fish dish, and didn't want to do fish, so we swapped that out with a cheese dish for later. So our next is our main. So normally you could either do a white meat dish or a red meat dish. So we're going to do a red meat dish. So we're going to do steak and mushroom fettuccine Alfredo. And then after that we have our palate cleanser. So that is, it's to help reset your taste buds so you can continue the meal. And that usually has some citrus in it. So we're going to do we made a strawberry lime sorbet. And then next would be our cheese course. So normally you would do something of a charcuterie board with that. Instead, we're just going to do a simple baked brie with some honey, served on apples. So it's going to be really simple and decadent that way. Then it's your dessert, so that's always served after your meal. And we're going to do sweet Sanguines Apples. We're going to have some twist with that. Also, I figured with a little bit of a debaucherous tone to it, we're going to cook that up with some rum. So there's just going to be a warning there that if, in my country, you have to be over 21 to purchase and consume alcohol. So I'm over 21, so we don't have to worry about that. I'll respect your local laws. So I know in some countries it's like 18 and under, others is 25 and over, some are completely dry. So understanding that you might not be able to cook or consume alcohol. So I'm going to tell you what you can do to substitute that way. And then I also understand that people with religious, medical, and personal belief systems are not consuming alcohol as well. So just to let you know that we're going to try to talk along the way of what you can do to adjust that way. Then finally we have, and I cannot pronounce it, I'm sorry French people, the Mignardise. And that is a little bite-sized dessert to signify the end of the meal. And then also we're going to make a delicious drink for at the end, and I'm going to call it Sanguine's Kiss. So we're going to have an alcoholic version of it and a non-alcoholic version of that. So we're going to show that to you guys. And with that, I think we can actually start on getting cooking and getting the ball rolling on all of this stuff. So we're going to start with the truffles that I started with yesterday. They set, but I'm going to explain to you kind of what happened there and how I fixed it, and now we're going to start actually the truffle processing. So let me change my camera, and then we will get cooking. So the truffles finally set. The truffle mix finally set. They set. So what I did was I ended up taking it out of the container. Made a double boil out of it. So you just take a pot, you boil the water, and you have like a glass dish or a heat resistant dish above that. Poured that all back in. Realized if I changed the mixture anyway whatsoever, it wasn't going to work out well. So I added a little more cream and a little more chocolate, and it ended up thickening correctly as I was heating it up that way. And I waited till it was like a brownie mixture, like a mixed thickness, and then set it. And then I put it in a thinner, longer dish. So then it was able to solidify better. So that ended up working this way. In the future, instead of using 1 cup heavy cream, 1 cup light cream, I would probably just use 1.5 cups of heavy cream. It seems that would have probably worked a lot better than the headache of trying to re-establish all this. So what we're going to do is make sure that we got really cold hands, and we're going to scoop out a little bit. We're going to make it smaller than a golf ball size, because it's just supposed to be like one little pop in and then you eat it. So let's get this going, and then you want to work really quick and roll these into little balls. And right now I'm going to plop them in either one of two. Hands aren't cold enough. One of two little this is not working out as well as I hoped that way either. Toppings. The first one we're dropping in here is cacao powder, and then the other one is some brown sugar. You could break up some cookies and do it that way, or you can, my hands are probably also not cold enough either. That's what I've come with. So what I was going to do is just kind of get a couple in there, coat them, rinse my hands with cold water again, and start that process all over again. These are not going to be the most prettiest things ever, but they will be delicious. So I figured 5 at a time for each. Then once they're all coated and on the tray, we're going to pop them back in the fridge. Oh my gosh. I'm going to quickly just kind of keep wiping my hands and cooling them down and doing all that, because it's gross work. Normally my hands are super cold, so I was hoping that it wouldn't be a mess, but I'll lose these. Take some of that powder off. So with the cocoa powder, or the cacao powder in this case, it's going to give it a deeper chocolate flavor. And with the brown sugar, it's going to give it a nice little crunch. I also started the stream a little earlier today because I was afraid I wasn't going to be done in time by the time my husband got home so we could celebrate Valentine's Day, so. Plus I knew this was going to take a lot longer than I expected, so. That one did not round out well. Repeat the process of keep washing my hands, and yeah, I'll be right back. Just trying to keep my hands really cold. Let's do this one first. Okay. Round 3. Okay, and repeat. The things that keep the hands cold. Try not to touch them so they're coated because, well, kind of even these out a little more. There we go. There we go. Okay. No idea how many of these are going to make. And like I said, I had to make it a little bit bigger of a batch to fix the problem I made. Okay. Rinse the hands again. So I keep rinsing my hands in freezing cold water. It's a little big, but. I don't want to stack. Just really don't want them sticking. That's the fear. Maybe 2 more rounds of this. We'll see. Oh, it was big. And rinse my hands again in cold water. Okay. Last round. Fun part is so I can kind of keep things even. One for you, one for you. And I'm making a mess with the cacao powder. I will fix that one in a minute. Okay. This one's going to be a mess, but at least I got 4. Okay. Gonna get rid of the dish and my hand. Okay. Last little bits here. And this is when I normally start my stream, but I figured I'd do a holiday special because I didn't stream last week due to some personal issues. There we go. And then, last little bits here. And then we will pop these in the fridge till they're ready to eat. Okay, I'm gonna pop these in the fridge and clear off the area, and then we will start on our next dish. Okay, wipe this down. I don't want chocolate in our food. That cleaned up more later. Alrighty then. So, if you're gonna notice that I don't have my normal behind the scenes setup because I'm cooking like I do for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, a big holiday. What I normally do is I pre-plan what pan I'm using for a dish, what utensils I need for that dish. So then I turn around and be like, okay, I can't use this pan because this pan's going to be for this, or this pot's going to be for this. So yesterday I had to cook the soup because I need to use this pot today for pasta. So you kind of see the method to the madness there. So what I'm going to do is get the frying pan out, and we're going to get that going for, we're going to start part of our steak mushroom fettuccine Alfredo. So here in the pan, we're going to get, really, I need all burners today. So what happens is like one of those little pieces of dust get there, and it doesn't want to start. So if any of this dust gets in there, it just gets angry with me, and then I get mad at it, and it gets mad at me. And see, just like that. So, hot pan, some olive oil in there. So we have that nice and hot, and then we're going to start working on the steak while this pan is getting nice and hot. So for Valentine's Day, you can use whatever steak you want because you're going to try to, you know, impress your lover. But I'm going to just use a simple top round. You can use sirloin. I just figured with a 9-course meal, we're going to kind of keep it budget friendly. So to start with this, we are going to salt and pepper our steak. While that oil is getting nice and hot. Then, when the steak gets going, we're going to have to put some thyme and some garlic into there as well to give it a nice, it's going to be a really flavorful steak. Okay, flip that. Just gonna make sure that all the sides and everything have that going for it. Also, what I did is I had it at room temperature, so when we started the video, it was at room temperature for roughly 20 minutes. So it's gonna cook nicely that way too. Yeah. Wait like 1 more minute, so I'm going to get this garlic. I know sometimes they say, oh yeah, leave the husk or skin on it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't trust it. So I'm going to quickly just do a quick little rough peel. Okay. Ooh, one more. So that oil is nice and hot now. Now we're going to get that on there. We're going to get a nice sear on it to start with it. About a good minute on the side like that. Goes up the plate. Okay. Now we're going to be playing this rotating game. I'm going to add some butter into this now. And our want to press this garlic just a little more. Get that garlic in here. And the thyme. And basically, about every minute, we're going to flip it till we get to the temperature we want. So the way I learned it is, yeah. So this is like mid-rare, mid, and then that's well done over here. It just depends on how hard this is. So if you go like this is raw, mid-rare, or like rare, mid-rare, you know, down the fingers, the harder this area gets. This I've heard also this way. I can't do this method as well, but I know right here is good for me. Smells absolutely divine. I'm going to put a little more butter in. Now we want to start also basting the steak. With all that extra butter and garlic and thyme flavor. And then the nice part about this is all this steak goodness is gonna transfer when we start making that Alfredo sauce. Garlic and even put some of that flavor on there. Thyme. And about 2 more flips for me, it'll probably be the right temperature. If you want to cook it longer, cook it longer. And about right now, it's at a good, somewhere between like a rare to mid-rare. So maybe even 1 more flip for me might do the trick. Try to get those flavors all incorporated with the steak. Pardon me. Okay, I think this is about where I want it at. A little more rare on this side and a little more not well done, but more done. So, get a nice smooth clean plate out. And we're going to let that steak rest. Anytime you're cooking with steak, you want to let that rest. So we're not going to waste any of these juices or flavors either. We're going to set them on top of the steak. We are going to just let it finish sitting in all of those wonderful juices there. So we're going to put this to a side. Okay, now I'm trying to remember what I was going to do next. Because I want to keep my timing good and where I'm at on things. So I think we're going to go with now the sweet sanguine apples, because I know I can keep them on a low heat longer, or even off the heat, and they'll keep where they need to be. So this is where we're going to use some alcohol. So remember, if by your country's laws on alcohol use. So I'm going to use my wok today because I found out it's way better to make my apple stuff with my wok. So I got a bunch of different apples, not a bunch of different apples, but some different apples. And we've got our wok that we're going to get nice and heated here in a minute. And then, yeah, we're going to go through all the ingredients right now. So you need 4 large apples. And I tend to like leaving the skins on because for me it gives it a little bit of a texture. It is what it is. So we're going to use some Granny Smith apples to keep the sugar regulated, and we're also going to use some Honeycrisp apples to give it a little sweetness there. We're also going to put into the pan 6 tablespoons of butter. And if you wanted to make this non-alcoholic, you would use the same amount of butter, and then you would put sugar in it. And then you'd create this like caramelized apple flavor to it. So you'd put up roughly a half cup of sugar into it. You could even use xylitol if you wanted, but you want to create that caramelized base there. And then you'd put the apples in and then finish them off that way. You also could put the spices that we're going to be putting in here as well. So, in this spice jar, or bowl, we have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/4 teaspoon of clove, and a half a teaspoon of salt. So we'll be adding all that here in a minute. So let's get this butter melted in here. 6 tablespoons of butter. And then we will be adding a half cup of rum. And you could also, for both recipes, put in a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract as well. So we're going to get these nicely sliced up. And you want them to be about a 1/4 inch thick when you cut them, so they cook evenly. Turn on the heat just a little bit. Get these in. funny, cutting these apples remind me of a conversation we had around Christmas with my family. My nephew wanted an apple for snack, and he was telling my sister how to, not his mom, but an aunt, on how to cut his apple. And he tells her, you know, you've got to cut it big ways, and then cut it small ways, and cut it small ways, and basically how I'm doing this. And I looked at him like, is there any other way to actually cut an apple? Yes, there is, but I'm just saying. We all just was like, this is how you get even slices. Now you could have used an apple slicer, but I always found out those are too big and you're going to have to cut them up anyways, so. Spoon here, and then I'm going to get these tossed around. Make sure that they're all coated in the butter. And this is why I actually like using a wok for a lot of my desserts, because it just makes it easier to work all of this. So once they look like they're pretty much all coated in the butter, we're going to get the seasoning all. Oh, and I forgot, I also added a quarter teaspoon of allspice. To this mixture. So yeah, what you would have done in the beginning is you would have gotten the butter really hot, added sugar, waited for that to caramelize, and then you would have put the apples in if you didn't want to use alcohol. Spice off there. Then I'm going to put that half teaspoon of vanilla extract in. Once everything looks really coated, we are going to be adding now the half cup of rum. I'm going to use spice rum in this case because it has more flavors to it. It's got a deeper richness to it. So let me go with that. So yeah, even if you wanted to use like even a dark aged spice rum, just either use the rum you have on hand or, you know, the one, you know how it tastes. Now we're not flambeing it, so this is also why I like using the wok. It has like a built-in protection so that the rum's not going to hit the flame. Once again, kind of coat all this, and then we're going to put it to a simmer, and we're just going to kind of just let it sit here for 7 to 10 minutes till it's softened and thickened. But yeah, we want to make sure that these all got those. You're also wanting to do is cook the alcohol off, so you're not eating straight booze. It goes all nice and together now and flat. use the spatula. That spatula to the side. We'll actually get that on a nice low simmer. Now I'm trying to remember what I was going to do next. Okay, in that order, it's getting the goat cheese prepared. So let me wipe everything down. Clear this off. Okay, so for the goat cheese, we're going to, just want to make sure I'm following my recipes as I'm constantly trying to remember what we do. Okay. So we got about 10 minutes on this, that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to slightly thin our goat cheese. I got some garlic and herb goat cheese this time. You can use plain goat cheese. Pretty much I found out this is the only way my husband eats goat cheese is if I bread it and fry it. So, so what we're going to do is we're going to slicely thin, we're going to slice these things and we're going to make them thin. And then we're going to drench them in eggs, and then we're going to coat them in panko, or you can use breadcrumbs. And then we're going to pop them in the freezer for 10 minutes so they're nice and hard. And then we're going to pop them, and then we're going to fry them towards the end of the meal. So they're nice and fresh for the salad. So they need to freeze at least 10 minutes so they're hard. So, here we have our panko, 1 egg, and let me get that goat cheese out of the fridge. So we're using 4 ounces. If you wanted to make a bigger meal, you would just kind of, if you got like 8 ounces of the goat cheese, you would double this as you go. So it's 1 egg, and then I've got a half a cup of panko there. Sometimes I probably have more like a third of a cup in there. I don't know why. I always need either more egg or more crumb when I make things. Organize a little more. And get a plate out for that. Slide it in the freezer. Okay. So I'm going to try to get 6 because I'm cooking for 3 people tonight. So what I'll do is cut in half. An eyeball. Once again, you're going to try to cut these to about 1/4 of an inch. There we go. So, egg, panko plate. An egg snot. So for once, the half cup would have been fine. Okay, fully coated. So I'm going to go dump this stuff and then pop that in the freezer, and then we'll start our next part of the quest. So got my hands washed, got these bad boys in the freezer. Wipe this down. Okay. What is next? Okay, so that's next. Cooking the apples will be about 6 minutes so far. Let's see how they're doing in this pan. It's starting to thicken nicely. Good toss. They've got a good couple minutes, so as soon as the apples are done, so I can take them off the heat. So as soon as I can take these off the heat, I can get the soup going. I'm gonna dish out the soup appropriately. So what I'm gonna do is, I know that I need like 2 ladlefuls for each bowl I'll be serving tonight. So in a pot, I'm gonna put about 6 ladlefuls of the soup we're gonna eat tonight. So, and then I'm gonna put that on a back burner to let it simmer for the rest of the time we're cooking. Kind of check on it here and there, and then so then the soup will be ready to go, and it'll be one less thing that I've got to worry about as we're going. So basically, as soon as this is off, it's going to open up a lot more room for me to cook, because this pan takes up so much of my stove. So this is the artichoke soup that we made. It's still creamy and delicious, so I'm going to put in 6 ladles. I'm probably going to put in 7, because I'm always afraid that's going to cook out a little bit. Just a little extra. Set that there. Get this back in the fridge so I'll get room to work. Let's check back on this. smells so good. So it doesn't have that rum smell per se, like the alcohol smell's pretty much gone. But all I like really smells like cinnamon, vanilla, a bunch of spices. The apples are almost softened to where they need to be at. So I'm just turn the heat up just a little bit and give it about another minute to cook and take a water break. So that looks really like perfect now. And they're pretty much soft across the board. So I'm just going to give it one more. Scoop, and then I'm going to just take it off the heat here. And yeah. Gonna let it sit and let it marinate in itself. So now on the back burner here is my simmer setting. So we're gonna get this soup set to a simmer and ladle cup holder. I've already just come to the conclusion today is going to just be a mess. Okay. Next. Okay, so if I had the pasta there, we're going to start working on the pasta and the sauce. So let's get the pasta water on. And then we're going to get our sauce going. So in the sauce, just for the sauce base, we're going to start off with 2 tablespoons of butter, and then we're going to be adding to this 8 ounces of baby bell or cremini mushrooms, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, 1 cup of heavy cream, 6 more tablespoons of butter later, some chopped parsley, some cherry tomatoes, salt and pepper, and then did I say Parmesan cheese? Half cup of Parmesan cheese, and then 4 cups of baby spinach. So I just want to make sure that that looks right. So while that is getting melted, we're going to start working on slicing and garlic pressing our mushrooms and garlic. Let's get rid of the lid for now. And we're just going to quickly do some thin slices to the mushroom. I'm probably going to dice them up a little bit too. My husband doesn't mind eating mushrooms, he just doesn't want to notice that he's eating mushrooms. I think my sister just messaged me one of her creations. If she did, I'm proud of her because she hates baking. Okay, so I'm going to chop these up a little finer because if you're making a romantic meal, you want to make sure that they eat it. Right? Okay, there's that. And let's get ready for the garlic as well. That pushed too hard, but that's okay because we're just going to put it in the press anyways. Now this is going to have to get cooked down for about 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe a little less because I actually, made them smaller. I felt garlic paper. So. Getting some cooking done. Okay. And last piece of garlic there. All the way down. And then we're going to kind of give that a good stir there, and it definitely smells like mushrooms. So basically what you're trying to do is cook all the moisture out of the mushrooms right now. So, let's see where you're at on things, because I know I'm going to have to work on the sauce and the pasta like really quick. I just got to see where I'm at on everything. As soon as that's done, then that's going to get going. And then we're just going to get going on things. Neat! So I can actually start plating some things that can stay stable, if you will. So one of the first things I can do is get the fruit salad out. So let me grab the bowl I was going to use for fruit salad. Cute little bowl, nothing fancy, just something simple and small. Enough now that I can get the heavy fruit for that too. Okay. So basically in our fruit salad, if you remember, we had pineapples and watermelon and pomegranate and some strawberries. So I'm actually going to grab like salad buns to do this so I can actually slowly scoop out extra stuff. Like I can get all the way to the bottom, maybe. Probably just get a spoon here in a second. Probably do that instead. Just delicately get to the bottom. Got some of those pomegranate seeds there. Some strawberries are in there. That is a good little appetizer. Put the citric acid on so it stays. And then we made honey lime mint. I'm going to use the word drizzle to put over it. Okay, so I'm going to grab this spoon here and we're just going to lightly drizzle some of this on that. And there we go. So I can actually put that in the fridge so that stays, so we can serve it right away. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is grab the other two bowls I need. That would be nice, right? Where are we at on this? You are not done yet. Sounds bad. This is my power boil one. So I was like, let's get the pasta here so I can start getting it to boil because the mushrooms are ready to go. And it's going to be like, when this part's done, then this part's done, then the pasta needs to go in, and it's just going to move really, really fast. When we get there, I'm going to get the two more bowls that I'm going to plate for that. Then it's just kind of one more thing that I don't have to worry about. I don't want to burn those either. So basically, by the time I'm finished plating this, the mushroom should be done. So, here we go. Scoop from the bottom. Trying to find some strawberries. There we go. Mushrooms are getting there. Pasta water is almost ready. So yeah, this is just some lime juice, honey, and some chopped up mint. Just trying to get it a little bit everywhere. Here we go. Leave this out so someone wants to later on that. I can pop those in the fridge and then they can stay. Ready for the main event. Mushrooms look just about done. I'm going to leave the lid off now because I want to get that moisture out. And then water's getting there. So once these are pretty much ready, we're gonna add the heavy cream and the 6 tablespoons of butter, and then we're gonna let that simmer out. So that's about where I like it. Yeah, they're nice and brown. They're soft. Right where it needs to be. So to this, we're going to add a cup of heavy cream and 6 tablespoons of butter. The second one will reconstitute itself. Almost to a boil there. Get that lid back on there now. Okay. Check on the soup, make sure, yep. So we're going to put it on a super low simmer now. Nope, you need to be high, you need to be low. So, the artichoke soup is right about that consistency we need it at. And it's nice and warm. So we're just going to leave it on a very low simmer. So it'll be ready to absolutely plate and serve when we're ready to go there. We're going to get that butter melted first, and then we're going to put it down to a simmer. So hopefully within that same amount of time while I'm doing everything else, I've got to get the this melted down and simmering for about 5 minutes. Then I've got to get the Parmesan and parsley in there, some salt and pepper going, and then I also need to get the tomatoes in there as well. Also at this time, let me see how long that's going to take. That's 5, 3, another minute. That's going to take just a handful of minutes there. Okay, so maybe 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is preheat the oven to 350 degrees for our Brie. I'll show you that before we put it into the oven. But basically, we're just going to have this. I'll show you the wheel of Brie now. You do want to get it to like room temperature-ish. I'm probably going to put it back in the fridge for just a little bit. But there is our Brie wheel. We're going to keep the rind on and all of that little, I don't know what to call it, packaging. Like you take it out of the wrapper, but then there's this like skin around it. And you're going to keep that skin on, and we're just going to throw it in the oven for 10 minutes. It should turn into this ooey gooey, glorious mess. This is now to a boil. I'm going to give you a good mix. So we'll get you going to 350. So I just have some pre-made fettuccine noodles. I'm going to do two things here that are pre-packaged because I need to give myself a little grace and a little time and some sanity. So one of the big things that I'm going to use is the noodles. I might have been able to make the noodles, but my attachment didn't come in, so not going to worry about that today. So rolling boil. It says 13 minutes on these. So let me get my noodle ladle. That's not my noodle ladle. Just so I can make sure that they're all down in there. So we're going to use pre-packaged ones. They're going to cook longer than fresh noodles. And we'll kind of watch this and give it stirs as we're going. And I will set the timer this time because noodles are very finicky. Okay, so we're just going to let this simmer for 5 minutes there. So, yep, that time. In the meantime, we're going to start getting all the other stuff prepped for this to go in there. So as soon as this is about halved, that's probably why you're going to simmer it for 5 minutes. We're going to get the parm and the parsley in there, salt and pepper, and then shortly after that it gets all mixed up, then we're going to throw the tomatoes in. So let's get all the ingredients we're going to need to get into there. So how much do we need for parsley? About 1 tablespoon. So a couple more leaves. We're going to stir this so that the noodles aren't going to be sticking. It smells so good, and it's going to be really delicious with that steak. So parsley's all good to go there. Just a handful more minutes on the base. We've got 11 minutes still on the pasta. Will you make up your mind which way you're going, please? Thank you. So we're putting about 1.5 cups of easy to use cherry tomatoes. Pretty much grape is the only thing we've got in our stores right now, so at a fair price. So grape, cherry tomatoes, same size-ish. We're just going to get those halved. Check on that sauce here in a second. Okay. So once we get the pasta in there, we're also going to be adding 1/4 cup of the pasta water with it too. Let's see where we're at on this. That is nice and thick. It's been about halved. So I think we're good here to start adding the parsley and the Parmesan. That all mixed up, and once that all gets drawn together, so it did say 13 to 14 minutes on this, so I'm going to keep it on the lesser side because it's going to go into that sauce right away, and it's going to kind of keep cooking into the sauce. So there's no rush on, if you get what I'm saying, like there's no reason to get the noodles super soft because they're going to be going into all of this. And then basically as soon as I can get this oil sitting in here, I don't know what happened. Okay, there we go. So, that can stay because we're not putting the Brie until like the last thing we do. This has turned into a nice, awesome sauce. I forgot the salt and pepper. It's so excited about putting things in. Definitely get that salt in. And we'll use cracked pepper here. Okay, once this gets all mixed in, then we're going to put those tomatoes in, and we're going to cook those for about 2 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes on that. So basically what's going to happen here is it's just going to cook, get ready to go. That's kind of one of the last steps. Same thing with the steak. So keep moving things as I need them. Going to clear this off, start slicing at the steak. Yep. So the steak this whole time has been sitting and it's, clear that off first. So the steak the whole time has been sitting in its juices, rusting. Because we keep cooking on this, I don't want to take the oh, look at that. I'll show you a slice right in the center here. I wouldn't call that a perfect mid-rare, but I would call it perfect meat. And the steak could absolutely cool because we're going to turn around and put it in that hot sauce and pasta here in a second. So last cup. So those strips are going to be just laid in there, get all covered in the sauce. Give this one good last stir before it's got to come out here in about a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that. About 1 minute to go there. We're going to give this a quick stir. Yeah, pretty much once I get the brie in the oven, we're going to be finished. We're just going to start plating everything, pretty much. I'll get those 2 of the goat cheese fritters fried, so then I can plate that and just start sampling and showing you guys all the deliciousness we're making. So, start getting all that pasta. here. Now, some recipes tell you to put like a cup of pasta water in. Just because I'm literally putting it straight to the pan, there's some drippage and stuff like that. So I'd rather start with a quarter cup and then work from there. Make sure I get every last noodle. Oops. Okay, I think I got every last noodle. So give this a quick little mix. Noodles down. Yeah, so it's kind of on that thick side of things, so. And we're going to add 4 cups of spinach into this. And then once it wilts, it's done being cooked. Just add a little at a time. You're no longer the tool I need. You are the tool I need. I still might add just a tad more pasta water. I don't know, it's looking good. I might not add any more spinach. There's 2 cups looking. More than enough? There we go. Okay. So the spinach is getting cooked down. I'm going to get rid of this. Come back in a second for this. Okay. that spinach is nicely wilted down now, and we're just going to now Now we're just going to put this on like a low heat just to keep it warm. Covered. Now, we'll move you over here. So we're going to get this oil heated to 350 degrees. We're going to get everything we need to get cleared off of here, because then we're going to start cooking and plating. For the soup, that's gotta get going, and I can get that brie into the oven. Let's set that for 10 minutes. Okay, so these bad boys out, and then I'm going to start plating the salad. So we'll be waiting for those fritters. Just a little bit of the lettuce. So we're just going to use a spring mix. Just a kind enough to, somewhere between a half cup and a cup. You don't want a lot, because remember, these are all just kind of like little samplers. Let's see where the oil is at. Little cucumbers. There we go. Just get over here, and then we'll drizzle dressing on this. So this is the olive oil with the red wine vinegar. Give it a quick little stir. I'm just going to drizzle. No more than a tablespoon on there. Soup. Get the soup plated. So over here, 2 ladlefuls. Wasn't quite 2 ladlefuls. 2 ladlefuls. And with that, we're gonna just a little bit of parsley. and then some cubed focaccia bread. So in this case, I got Italian cheese and onion. I figured that would go really well with the just trying to figure out what I can start processing now that's not going to melt. Oh my goodness, we didn't even start with the so Caprese cups here. Our little Phyllo cups. Let's see if this is hot enough. Because if it is, I'm fine. Nope. So a little more time on that. So remember how we had the little balsamic vinegar? We took some tomatoes yesterday and put spinach and basil with it. And then one little mozzarella ball. Like I said, it's just a bite-sized little thing we're going to be eating. Okay. I'm going to move things off that I've plated. So we start with this. Then we go to the soup. Then fruit salad. Then the goat cheese fritters that we're still working on. Then the main. That going. That is not the main plate. So I'm going to grab like a little piece of steak. I'm just sampling this right now. So where's the tomato at? Tomatoes in there, and a small piece of steak. And there's our main, followed by our palate cleanser, which I'm not going to get out till literally the last minute because that's like frozen deliciousness. Okay, we're at 352 now. So we're just going to plop 2 of these bad boys in there. And they're literally only going to cook like a minute max on each side. So pop this back in the freezer. Then we've got dessert. I'm going to focus on this for right now. Get another pit out. Yeah, you just cook it till it's golden brown. Not even a minute on each side, pretty much just a minute total. Those are perfect. So I'm just going to lower the heat. Let that drain there because I don't want to, don't touch that yet. So where I cheated again, I'm going to use some angel food cake. So I've got a slice of it pre-cooked. To make homemade angel food cake right now, you need 9 to 12 egg whites. That's not a financial good thing right now. Spatula for the apples. Just going to scoop from the bottom here. Get a bunch of that sauce. Actually, I probably need a spoon for the sauce. Sauce on here. Drip a bunch of those. Well, that didn't work. Just brush off. Got my little ladle here. Some of the. And then remember how we had that whipped cream we made yesterday? Here we go. A little pipette bag. So we'll just homemade whipped cream. A mess, but that is okay. Brie's going to be done here in a second. Last thing I need to do for the Brie. Yeah, I was going to run a shoot there. With that was going to be served on an apple slice that just has parsley all over it now. There for now. Because salad is done. Grab two of our Mignardise. And ooh, look at that. It's just starting to ooze out. So that means it's done. So that's awesome. Just gonna slide this off here. Put it on our serving tray. When it's ready to eat in a second here. Do that. Now it's time to make the drinks quickly. Get that sorbet out and then sample everything. So, I don't have the traditional mixers, so I saw something to do for something to replace it. Need some giant mason jars here. So in the mason jars, I already have 4 strawberries that are cut up. And for the non-alcoholic one, we're going to muddle the strawberries with some orange juice. That's a lot of orange juice. Alrighty then. And then with the alcohol version, you're going to be putting in, and I don't want to forget my recipe because, oh my goodness, I forget my recipe on this one. It might be on the floor. It's 2 ounces of vanilla vodka we'll be muddling the strawberries in. So we'll be doing that in a second. So let me get these muddled with a wooden spoon. Over here, we're just going to muddle I wish I had a muddler, like it would work so much better, but So in this, 2 ounces of vanilla vodka. Once again, remember your country's laws and your own fortitudes. Now both of these will require ice, and then we're going to shake them. So then, example being, like this drink's for my son. Okay, so hold the lid. And then I don't have a hawthorn strainer, so I have my 2 little. Let me grab the rest of my stuff here. Finish this off. Since I need fish stuff. So I've got like little kitchen strainers here. So there's that lid. Oh my gosh, vodka and strawberry. So instead of, you could have also done 1 ounce vanilla and 1 ounce strawberry vodka too. Then strain over this. I'm just putting it back in here so I've got less of a mess to clean up. Then each are going to be topped off with some sparkling stuff. So with the orange juice one, we're just going to use some lemon lime pop. And for the adult alcoholic version, we're going to add 1.5 ounces of champagne. So I've got some pink Moscato champagne. So it always needs a little bit of pizzazz with it too. So I'm going to do about 1 milliliter of grenadine and just kind of drop it in there to give it some fun and I don't know. It's like something Sanguine would do. I don't know. So now, let me clear up this area, and I think I've got all the dishes ready to go, except garnish those. Little strawberry parts to garnish. So let's clear this off. Start moving over the order in which we're going to eat the things, right? There. Okay. Drinks at the end. Okay, so we always start off with the appetizer, or no, the hors d'oeuvres. Then we've got the soup. I'm going to get a little plate out for the Brie. Then we have the fruit salad, followed by the salad, followed by the main. Then I got to get that sorbet out. A second on that. Pretty sure I had a spoon. Yes, I did. There's my little bowl. Okay, my sorbet is frozen solid. I checked it this morning and it was, well, we'll see if we can get to that palate cleanser. Followed by some Brie. On apple. I forgot to put honey on that. I'll put honey on it now. This honey was supposed to go on the Brie. So I'll just do a little dollop like that. Get that all honeyized over here. Then it's the dessert. And then it's the Mignardise. So I'm just going to leave that sorbet to soften, maybe? So I'm going to switch over the screen and we're going to start sampling all of this food. Hi guys. So the first thing we're going to have is the hors d'oeuvre, which is the little caprese salad here. So you know when you eat a salad, sometimes you're looking for that crunch, that phyllo comes through, and it has the world's softest crunch with it. The tomato was still juicy and sweet, and then the balsamic vinegar came through, and the mozzarella cheese took away that sharpness. So 10 out of 10 would eat that again. Next is our artichoke soup. So we got that right there. Oh, where's my spoon? I'm going to try to get a little piece of bread with it. So if you're not a fan of artichokes, it's going to be a little vinegary for you. It's still super creamy. The bread came through and added some nice texture and flavor to it. So there's that. I'm not a huge fan of artichokes, so it was really good for me not liking artichokes, if that makes sense. So then the fruit salad is next. So we got this right here. We try to get a couple pieces of different fruits. That lime and honey actually just kind of brings the whole thing together. Normally, like when you eat a fruit salad, you're like, oh, I taste this, I taste this, I taste this. And I actually just brought it all together into like one delicious, I was like, ooh, is that pineapple, watermelon, pomegranate? Was it any of this? And it just brought it all together. So then our next dish is our goat cheese fritters salad. That little thing right there. So I'm just going to stick this whole thing in my mouth. That's fine. Or not. Oh my god. It's creamy. Fell apart. It's perfect. The dressing offsets so much in a good way. It's delicious. So our next is our main, which I'm really excited about. So it's the steak and mushroom fettuccine Alfredo. So I'm going to try to get a little bit of everything in a mouthful. That's not going to happen. Where's my knife? I'll cut part of that steak. There we go. So. If you love steak and pasta, this is the best thing. It is so good. It is creamy. It's got that pepper comes in and gives it offsets the creaminess. The tomato adds a nice little freshness to it. And the steak, I just eat it on its own. It's that good. So let's see if we can get some of that sorbet. Okay, I've got the world's smallest scoop here of it. It'll be enough to sample. So it's a little bit right there. After eating that rich, creamy steak, it like wakes up your senses. Tastes like a strawberry margarita without the tequila, which pretty much that ingredients were. I really can't taste the steak. I'm kind of sad about that. That taste went away. But I think it's going to help balance off the next few things we're going to be eating. So there's that. So the next thing is we have our cheese platter. So it's our honey. I'll work on my camera here. Our honey with a baked brie and served on a little apple slice. The Honey Crisp apple is already sweet enough on its own. But then if you just put the brie on it alone, I think it would offset each other in such a really bad way. But that little drizzle of honey ties it all back in together in a nice little bow. It was really good. So now it's our dessert, which is the sweet Sanguines Apples. So gonna try to get some whipped cream and an apple and that caramelized deliciousness. It is so good. Between the vanilla and the whipped cream, the vanilla from the rum, and then the vanilla from the apples, it just ties it all together. Technically, the Sanguine sweet apples is just the apple. Delicious on its own. But adding the rest of it makes it totally a debaucherous dessert. It is really, really good. Then, last but not least, we got a little Mignardise. So, I'm going to take a small bite of each, see what we like about them. If you love chocolate and mint, that was like the best thing ever. That crunch with that brown sugar totally comes through. I might have a sugar high for 5 days now. Divine. So now just the plain chocolate one. Hopefully, I'm hoping with the cocoa, the whatever powder on it, it's gonna cut back some of that sweetness. So you know how dark chocolate is bitter? This has just the right amount of bitterness to offset the sweetness. And it adds this creamy, it makes it creamier. I don't know how. Alchemy, it doesn't work that way. So set those to a side, because I got chocolate all over me. Finally, last but not least, our drinks. So here's the non-alcoholic one. I don't know what I was expecting, you know. It tastes like orange strawberry grenadine pop. Like, it's good, just it tastes like an orange creamsicle without the cream, if that makes sense. It's not bad. I'm just trying to figure out how to describe it. And if it was bad, I don't take another bite. And then the adult one, I am over 21, so I can consume this in the United States. So, cheers. I'm not complaining. So if you like vodka, it's going to come through. The champagne takes away the sweetness of it all, but the sweetness still stays. So it's not this like super sweet drink that you're expecting. It's just a very well balanced. It's a little dry with the champagne, but the sweetness from the grenadine and the strawberries comes through and offsets that. So yeah, very delicious. So with that, I hope you guys can enjoy a very wonderful Valentine's Day. So if you're single, you know, love yourself, hang out with friends, have a good evening, try some recipes out, eat the foods you love, because then you don't have to cook for other people. It's great. If you're with your loved one tonight, have an enjoyable night. Have fun. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed all of these debaucherous recipes that we created for you. And I want to sign off so I can get plated before my husband gets home so we can enjoy Valentine's Day. So with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And don't forget to stay legendary. Bye!